Okay, now we'll continue with the same topic we have ended up, we have interrupted. So okay, so we was on the uh, we stuck here on this particular point, Warnock's algorithm. Okay, so the second case we was discussing, that is, if there is only one intersecting or only one content polygon, then the area is first filled with the background color and then with the foreground color. Foreground color means the color of the content polygon. Okay, then in the third case, if there is a single surrounding polygon but no intersecting or content polygon, then the area is filled with the color of the surrounding polygon, like the case 1. Okay, in this particularly A is, you can see here on the display screen, you can see the color of only surrounding polygon. Okay, no background color of your area of interest. And the last case is, if there are more than one polygon intersecting content content in or surrounding the area, then we have to do some more processing. Means in this case, particularly in the second case, you can see this in this particular diagram B. Okay, more than one area. So if you uh, look at this particular two polygons, surrounding polygon and intersecting polygon, by some different angle, then you can see both of these polygons, means, and not actually the whole polygons but some faces of this polygon. Okay, by some angle. Okay, so now in such cases, what we have to do? So for this, we are having the further diagram. Means in this case, you you should get the point, that is, these two polygons are what? These are some somewhat they are overlapping each other. Okay, they are overlapping each other. And so how you have to do this? In the last diagram, you can see here only the faces which are front faces of the polygon, that we are going to see, or that we are going to display finally in your output screen. Okay, only the front faces of your polygon. So the darken one is your polygon 1, and the faint or faint shaded polygon 2 is there, and the viewer's point is also given there. Okay, this eye or viewer's point is given there means, from this point, the viewer can see how, uh, some portion of the polygon 1 as well as polygon 2. Okay, so how we are going to do it? Actually, we are dividing this area, both of these polygons, and those which are back faces or hidden surfaces, which are no which can't be seen by the viewer's point of view, that we are going to uh, omit. Okay, only the front faces we are going to display on your display devices. So this is actually the cutting of this particular portion of your polygon is nothing but your area subdivision. Okay, the area is subdivided here, so it is called as the area subdivision algorithm. Okay, so you get it? So that is what the Warnock's algorithm or area subdivision algorithm is there. Okay, if you are having such two polygons, two objects which are partially visible, or by viewing some angle, by from some angle, uh, the front faces of both are visible, then in that case what we do, we subdivide the area of these polygons. Okay, so that is the area subdivision algorithm. Okay, and the final one is, last one is the Z buffer, in which actually what you do, you find out the Z depth depth of that particular objects from of your scene from the Z axis. उसका डेप्थ फाइंड आउट करते हो आप from the Z axis. Okay, considering the xy plane, and you store these values in a Z buffer. Okay, so that's why it is called as a Z buffer algorithm. So one of the simplest and commonly used uh, image space approach is there to eliminate the hidden surface is the Z buffer or depth buffer algorithm, and uh, it compares the surface depths at each pixel position on the projection plane. Projection plane is nothing but the your projection plane means your view plane. Okay, so on that particularly it find out the depth of your surfaces, and the surface depth is measured from the view plane along the z axis of a viewing system. Okay, so when the Z buffer algorithm is usually implemented in the normalized coordinates, so that the Z values range from 0 at the back clipping plane and it is 1 at the front clipping plane. Okay, normalized coordinates means your screen coordinates. Okay, the implementation requires another buffer memory, so that is called as a Z buffer, along with the frame buffer memory required for the raster display devices. So this one line is very much important. You have to remember it because it can be asked in the MCQ. The implementation requires another buffer memory called as a Z buffer along with the frame buffer memory required for raster display devices. Okay, so you have to remember this point. In Z buffer algorithm, you are having another buffer. Okay, Z, which is called as a Z buffer. uh, a Z buffer is used to store the depth values of each xy position as surfaces are processed, and the frame buffer stores the intensity values of each position. Okay, फ्रेम बफर में क्या होगी, योर इंटेंसिटी वैल्यूज, एंड इन जेड बफर द actual depth of your objects from that xy plane. Okay, so um, that is particularly with this Z buffer. And what more is there, or how actually we are going to sort out the depths of this particular object. So at the beginning of Z buffer it is initialized to 0, representing the Z value at the back clipping plane. Okay, and the frame buffer is initialized to the background color. Okay, so whatever background color you are having, so the intensity value of that particular background color is going to store in your frame buffer. Then after, each surface listed in the display file is then processed, one scan line at a time, calculating the depth means the z value of your particular object at each xy pixel position. Okay, and the calculated depth value is compared to the value previously stored in the Z buffer at that particular position, and accordingly for different surfaces you are going to do the same thing, and you are just uh, storing the particular depth values again you are comparing it with the previous z value or z depth value, and accordingly you are going to find out which is having the maximum depth value. Maximum, those who are having the greatest depth values, these are the hidden surfaces, because these are what, these are far from your viewing plane, your projection plane. Okay, so automatically the those values of depth which are greater, they are what, back faces, and those who are lesser means they are having the, they are nearer to the projection plane, having the lesser distance than the other one. So these are automatically get, finally get displayed on your display device. Okay, so by this manner in a z buffer we are finding out the hidden surfaces, back surfaces, and the visible surfaces. Okay, on which, on which parameter, on the parameter depth or your z value. Okay, so that is what for today's lecture is. Um Remember all the concepts we have seen today.